So, the latest adaptation of War of the Worlds dropped and, well, it's certainly something. Like half of cyberspace, I decided to give my thoughts on this, so hold on to your knickers because here we go. The big thing driving this video is my fondness for the 1953 War of the Worlds. As a kid, it scared the crap out of me, but it also kept me coming back for rewatch after rewatch. It's a vibrant classic that shows what good sci-fi can be regardless of the era it was made. On the other hand, this is the absolute definition of oof. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the worst thing I've ever watched because that would be incredibly hyperbolic and a bit disingenuous. What I can tell you is that this turkey is a boring, self-indulgent piece of corporate slop, more interested in brand recognition than telling a good story. It's full of completely forgettable characters in a story that only utilizes its source material for the name recognition. You could change out the tripods for a generic alien attack, cyber terrorist, or a random guy that unplugged the Department of Homeland Security's modem.
Just kidding.
And the story would not have been affected in the slightest. Now, this was shot during the pandemic, and clearly that creates a whole new set of challenges. Like other movies made in this era, many sci-fi and horror directors turned to storytelling via screen. This grew into a subgenre known as screen life, and includes movies made pre-pandemic, like the VHS series, as well as mid- and post-pandemic features, including Host. War of the Worlds is one of the latest to tell its story this way, using major branded social media sites and more text messaging than a subtitled movie. All this is on screen with Ice Cube as Will Radford, a Homeland Security officer who spends the majority of the runtime making various faces and pulling off his glasses in very dramatic ways. Now, no shade to Ice Cube. In many ways, this was a one-man show, and that's a lot for an actor to carry. Most of the time, he has to act alongside still photos, text message apps, or stock footage. Eva Longoria and Clark Gregg round out a cast of characters that never really get beyond one dimension. A special shout out to the president, who couldn't inspire his way out of a paper bag with lines like,
"This plan is humanity's last chance. I see no other option to initiate this War of the Worlds to save us all."
"You, sir, are no Bill Pullman."
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
I could go on about the quality of the effects, the reliance on reading text messages, or the fact that this is a Universal Studios branded movie and not something whipped up in 2 weeks by the Asylum, but that would be an insult to them. This movie's major flaw comes from a place that most do: strange decisions made by those high up at Universal Studios. You have your choice of so many, using real and recent footage of natural disasters, hectic communication via WhatsApp, Microsoft Teams, and major social media sites as important plot points, or the sheer level of product placement for these brands, in addition to Tesla, Google, and the worst offender, Amazon. This movie's literal climax is dependent upon a thumb drive being ordered off of Amazon, along with the actual shopping experience and delivery via their drone service, complete with the Amazon Air Prime logo. If Michael Bay isn't taking notes on ways to up his product placement game, I'd be surprised. It's not a controversial statement to say that there's a lot to pick at with War of the Worlds, but the thing that continues to bug me the most is the crossover between reality and fiction. Now, it's not unusual to have a real-world anchor or news channel be featured in a movie, but this takes it to a whole new level, going so far as to have social media messages from Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Chuck Schumer. There's something really kind of fucked up about that in my book. Is this story so weak that it had to rely on brand recognition? Does the use of Teams versus WhatsApp make the emotion of this story hit deeper? Will news delivered via Fox or BBC add to your engrossment of the story? Will Radford may say,
Bang, that was easy.
but it lacks any substance to make this story anything but a slog. Producer Timur Bekmambetov talked about wanting to do a modern take on War of the Worlds that would reflect how we experience an alien attack today. Back then, it was Orson Welles on the radio. Today, it's instantaneous coverage through our devices. While I appreciate the notion, I'm pretty sure that's the last creative idea they had. As stated above, the source material feels added like a last-minute detail instead of the foundation on which a really good entertaining movie could be built. I considered giving them some kudos for making the virus that destroyed the tripods at the end of the movie a computer virus mixed with an actual virus. But even then, that's pretty low-hanging fruit. All this in mind, this movie's biggest sin for me was a little less tangible. Search up War of the Worlds, and with obvious reason, this will be the first thing that pops up. The idea that this shows up above the 53 version, the 05 Spielberg version, or even the Asylum version, which was also made in 05 to piggyback off the Spielberg version, kinda makes me sad. It's a poor excuse of an adaptation that's probably making H.G. Wells roll in his grave. I know that's not unique for remakes and reimaginings, but this one hits a little deeper for me, I guess. I will say that if you enjoy hot typing action, this may be the movie for you, but otherwise, stick to literally any other version. This isn't really like my usual reviews, so I'm going to try to leave you with something entertaining. Here's War of the Worlds by the numbers, which actually might have made the movie more palatable. WhatsApp, Zoom, and Teams video calls. Oh, wait a second. I need to take this call. What service is it coming in on? Breaking right now, news outlet mentions 32. Facebook, X, and other social media mentions, hashtag plenty. Stock footage shots. The bigger question is, what wasn't stock footage?
Bang! That was easy.
3. Amazon gift cards used to bribe a homeless man. One too many. Copy-paste password action. A lot. Iconic rap lyrics spoken by Ice Cube that don't come from his own catalog.
Move, bitch! Get out the way!
1. And 2. Count them 2 special thanks to the U.S. Department of Defense Office of Public Affairs.